There are some simple tricks that utilize babies' natural reflexes that they already have. A lot of people probably have already told you about paced bottle feeding, but the thing that's often missed is starting the teat empty. And so a way to bottle feed is actually latch the baby onto the teat with the teat empty. They will suck air, and have no fear, that's not going to create a lot of wind, because babies actually have a nose. Air puffs out of their nose if they suck it in, and they're not going to be really, really unhappy all of a sudden. In fact, latching a baby to an empty teat, making them suck about 3 times before you tilt the bottle so that there's some milk in the teat is really important, so that they learn you have to actually suck to get milk. It doesn't just happen instantly. And babies that are really intelligent tend to be really impatient and get angry really fast. So if you can offer the teat empty with no milk in it, only after sucking do you tip the baby back slightly and allow the teat to fill half with milk, then they're going to know that they have to actually suck to get milk. The next thing that's really important is actually holding the bottle like a pencil, because when we hold the bottle like a pencil, we have a lot more control. And if you imagine if I held the bottle like from the back, which is often what I see parents holding from the back, you've got no control of the position of that bottle. But if we hold it close like a pencil, like we do hold pencils closer to the tip, we have more control. We end up with neater handwriting, and we end up with a position that's more where we want it to be in the baby's mouth. If you take your tongue, put it to the roof of your mouth like this, and then roll all the way back. Can you feel the soft spot right at the back? In your baby's mouth, that soft spot is the point that's almost got like an invisible button that sends a message to their brain that says, hey, this is how you do the best possible suck. If the teat or the nipple hits right at the back there, where that soft spot is, the baby will do the best possible suck that they can do. So when we're bottle feeding, we want to offer the teat empty. We want to hold the bottle like this. We want to tap the top of the nose, the top of the lips, stroke downwards. If we stroke down quite wide, the baby is likely to open wider. If we're going to stroke really small, the baby's going to open really small. But if we stroke wide, the baby's going to go, I need to get this. That's their reflexes. They are trying to eat whatever's in front of them. So make the most of that reflex that they have. Stroke wide. They open wide. Then we enter. Do not enter if the mouth is like a coin slot, because then you're going to tell your baby, when your mouth is a coin slot, you can still get fed. And then their little coin slot mouth goes onto a nipple, bites down, chomps, it hurts. You don't have a letdown because it hurts so much and you're in pain. We don't want that. When we offer the bottle, knock on the door. We never enter a stranger's house without knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Door opens wide. Then we enter. But the key that a lot of people miss is look for a rolling red carpet out the door, being the tongue. So the tongue has to roll out the door like this. Then you put the teat in. If the teat goes on your baby's gums like this, their reflex is to go and that really hurts. They don't have teeth, but they have hard gums that really do hurt. So make sure that tongue is before you put the teat in. So we want knock, knock, knock on the door, and then the carpet, rolling red carpet comes out, and then the baby takes the bottle. They suck, and the teat is empty. They have a nose, so the air puffs out of their nose like this. And then you tip back, and then you let some milk go into the bottle half full. If you have it full of milk, it will flow really, really fast, and it's not so paced. So having it half full like this, parallel to the ground, and then this little trick, take your middle finger, slip it under the tongue, lift your baby's tongue so that they can grab the bottle teat better. So it looks a bit like this. You're holding the bottle like this, knock on the door, knock, knock, knock. Baby opens wide. Notice I'm not squashing their head. If we do this, they can't open wide. So we do this, and then they can open wide, knock, knock on the door. The mouth opens, you go in, and you aim to the roof of the mouth. You don't point downwards because you want to stimulate that little button at the back of the mouth, that soft spot at the back. So you go in, and then the teat is empty, and then they suck a few times, and then you say, okay, you've done the work, you deserve the milk. You tip back and then the baby starts sucking, and your middle finger just goes right under the chin in that soft spot just here. Not here on the bone, but on the chin. And then the baby can grab the bottle and they suck quite well. And I have had babies in my clinical practice that have been bottle feeding, but they've been bottle feeding in a really unusual way, sucking, guzzling really, really fast, leaking milk everywhere, not gaining weight because they keep vomiting. But if you think about it, if milk goes in a bit weird and a bit uncomfortable, it's going to be uncomfortable in the stomach, and you have a very unhappy baby and very stressed parents. So think, if the milk goes in a comfortable, paced, easy way, the baby will keep that milk in better. They're less vomiting. And in my experience with a lot of babies, if they feed well from the start, the milk sits in their stomach well, they actually gain weight instead of losing weight, and they are happier. And a happier baby equals a happier mum, and everyone's happy. So keep those little tips in mind when you go to bottle feed your baby, and you will notice things fall into place. Happy feeding and best of luck.